Now at 4:30 on WKYT this morning, 3 severely emaciated stallions are recovering after being rescued by the Mercer County Sheriff's Office.
Hackers have leaked the database from a website marketed to people who want to have affairs. And someone on Twitter claims to be exposing people from Kentucky using the site.
And a Russell County Sheriff's deputy will be laid to rest today after a deadly Clinton County crash.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's your Thursday. We're glad you're on WKYT as rain arrives in Lexington this morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. In today for Rebecca. Boy, you can hear it coming down now. So it has started.
The good thing is it's only for a while, it looks like, before some nice improvements. Let's check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris on duty in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, we're looking outside, and I am excited about this because yesterday I was hoping for some rain. I had to watch there on radar as one shower and thunderstorm passed me to the north, southeast, and west. It just did not want to come over my house. But however, now we're starting to get some rain. Some of this is pretty moderate to heavy rain. Not all of it, some light rain too, but the ones moving through Lexington at this very moment and heading eastbound, that's a pretty heavy downpour right there. And it'll only last about 5 to 10 minutes, and then it moves on out. Here's a look at today's forecast. That rain is mostly during the morning. It tapers off as we go throughout the next several hours. We'll talk all about that with the timing and these nice temperatures coming up.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
New this morning, 1 person is dead and 3 others are in the hospital after a Laurel County crash.
It happened around 10 o'clock last night at the intersection of Kentucky 30 and Kentucky 3094. They say 2 vehicles crashed head-on. Deputies say 1 driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The name has not been released yet this morning. 3 other people, including a child, were all taken to the hospital for treatment. We're tracking the latest details. We'll keep you updated on WKYT this morning. The funeral for a Russell County Sheriff's deputy who was killed in a crash earlier this week will be held this afternoon. 39-year-old Deputy Sean Cook's funeral will be today at Bernard Funeral Home in Russell Springs. Visitation will be from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. and the funeral will be at 2 p.m. Cook died Monday when his pickup truck hit a dump truck in Clinton County. He was off duty at the time of the crash. This morning, Lexington city leaders are planning to issue a building permit for the new high school in Fayette County. Earlier this week, the city said it couldn't approve the permit because the contractor had asked for it. Still, questions remained about the extra traffic that the school would bring. The school is being built along Winchester Road. After a meeting with Fayette County school leaders yesterday, city leaders say they did reach an agreement on traffic improvements. The city says there will be improvements in a turn lane off of Sir Barton Way to the new school. And both sides will talk about improving access from Winchester Road.
New questions are being raised about the 2009 death of a mentally challenged man in Franklin County. It comes days after police in Michigan arrested his adopted sister, Candy Lawson. She's accused of abusing her adopted disabled sister. We obtained a copy of Christopher Churchill's 2009 death certificate, which shows he died of protein-calorie malnutrition. He was in Lawson's care at the time. The Franklin County coroner says Churchill weighed just 60 pounds. He was 33 years old when he died. The coroner says at the time there was no substantial evidence of anything to show abuse. But with Lawson now facing abuse charges in Michigan, both the Franklin County coroner and sheriff's office are taking another look into Churchill's death. The 112th Kentucky State Fair kicks off today. Fair officials hope better food and more music will get more people there this year. Among the additions, a Philly cheesesteak donut burger. And there's also a healthy food tent offering salads and wraps. New entertainment includes an extra day at the horse show and a new Christian music festival. Last year, the fair lost money and saw its lowest attendance number in 30 years. It starts today and runs through the end of the month.
All right, exciting times over there.
Always a good time, really. Well, it's marketed as a matchmaking website for married people, but hackers say they've leaked a massive database of users from Ashley Madison.
And someone started sending tweets Wednesday claiming to expose people from Kentucky who are some of the website's customers. So this may have you asking, what can you do to keep your personal information out of the hands of hackers? WKYT's Garrett Weimer spoke with a computer expert about that issue.
Whatever you want to do on the web, remember, you're not anonymous.
As many as 37 million people could learn that lesson the hard way.
Have an affair.
Hackers calling themselves the Impact Team released data from millions of accounts on the Ashley Madison website, whose slogan is "Life is short, have an affair." On Wednesday, a new Twitter account began tweeting the names of Kentuckians it says are part of the data dump. We're not releasing the identities the Twitter account is naming. Dozens of state government email addresses are also reportedly on the list. The state employee handbook includes the acceptable use policy for state email. It says only incidental personal use of email is allowed, and even that is not encouraged. It also says any incidental personal use should be, quote, ethical and responsible. As for the treasure trove of users, questions do remain as to the authenticity of the information. According to reports, users do not have to verify the email address they're signing up with. Still, experts say the leak is a reminder that there are no secrets on the internet.
I don't think the message is be afraid, be very afraid. I think, yeah, it's be judicious, be careful. Be careful where you put your data that's not on your own machine.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Hamron says a hack like this was inevitable because many websites and companies don't protect information sufficiently.
A former Louisville high school teacher has pleaded guilty to child exploitation. 33-year-old Patrick Newman admitted to nearly 20 charges in federal court yesterday. Investigators say he produced child pornography. They say the case involved 16 boys ages 12 to 17 from around the country. Newman was a teacher and an assistant football coach at Trinity High School. He faces at least 15 years in prison when he's sentenced in December. This morning, Lexington police are trying to figure out what led up to a man being hit by a car outside a Lexington store, and they say someone also fired shots.
It all happened just before 9 Wednesday evening outside of the Eastland Food Mart on the Eastland Parkway. Lexington police say some people got into an argument, and that led to some shots being fired. No one was hit by the bullets, but police say a man involved in the argument was hit by a car as the driver left the area. That man was taken to the hospital. Police don't know how badly he was injured. Lexington police say they are taking an assault report in regard to all of this, and they still don't have a good description of the suspect or the vehicle involved in the case.
Well, she took them in hoping to give them a second chance, but now a Central Kentucky woman says she needs help caring for 3 rescued horses.
Investigators say they found those horses living in horrible conditions a few weeks ago on a Mercer County farm. The woman now caring for them says the expenses are too much. She's asking the community to pitch in. A warning to you first that you may find some of the pictures we're about to show disturbing. WKYT's Monique Blair has the story.
This is one of the stallions brought to Laura Sullivan's farm about 2 weeks ago, and when they were brought here, they were each severely emaciated, dehydrated, and covered in feces.
It was gut-wrenching. It was absolutely gut-wrenching. It was like being kicked in the stomach. You just didn't know what you were looking at.
Sullivan says the stallions had a hard time walking and were barely able to stand.
I just shook my head. How are these animals still living?
Sullivan typically rescues wildlife animals, but never horses. She says the Mercer County Sheriff's Office asked her to temporarily care for them, and she couldn't say no.
They needed to move them immediately because they knew they were in dire shape, and they came to me for help, and there was no way I was turning them away.
And now, although Sullivan says the horses are doing much better than they were 2 weeks ago, they still need quite a bit of care, something she just doesn't have the resources to do. So she is turning to fundraisers to help her with that.
They are much more needing and demanding as far as hay, bedding, veterinarian bills. It helps us get what needs to be done.
And while Sullivan hopes to find a long-term foster home for the stallions as soon as possible, the Sheriff's Office tells me right now it's up to the court to determine where those stallions will be placed.
I think the sheriff will work with us very closely because he knows I cannot keep them much longer.
Now, if you want to help these horses out, there is a GoFundMe page set up. There is also going to be a tax sale on August 29th, and all of that money will go towards directly helping these horses recover. And you can find all that information on our website at WKYT.com. In Mercer County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
the person who owned the horses, but that person has been charged with animal cruelty. This morning, Lexington police are still looking for a man who stole a donation jar from a gas station. The theft was caught on surveillance video. The Shell station on Polo Club Boulevard had been collecting donations for victims of the Nepal earthquake. But the jar filled with donations was stolen from the counter Monday night. The owner of the gas station thinks the jar had at least $600 inside.
The newly remodeled Shenaway Kroger will be open for business today. The remodeling has created 15 new jobs. A drive-through pharmacy and full-service wine and spirit shop is also available. A ribbon-cutting ceremony is scheduled for 8 o'clock this morning. To celebrate the grand reopening, Kroger is giving the first 500 customers 2 packages of Simple Truth boneless chicken breasts.
All right, sprucing up that store.
That's right. I'd be there early and get a little treat there.
A little extra. All right, 4:41 is the time, and WKYT This Morning is just getting started.
Your child will be the cutest in class when we show you some easy ways, some easy back-to-school hairstyles that even Dad can do. Up next.
I can put a hairstyle there in the bun. That's not hard. First Alert Defender Live Radar. The fall feeling back behind this front as these showers make their way through. I'll talk about when the rain pushes on out, when the cool air slides on in. Coming up.